So when you get ready to do your driving game, you're sending her out and working on your transitions and your obedience, you're going to start with you in the center of the circle and she facing you. And this is called the neutral position. Yep, so getting nice in the neutral position. And there, instead of you backing up, you just took about 6 steps backwards.
I thought you said you wanted to be in the center of the circle.
I do, but I would have backed her up a little bit and then I would have drifted. There you go. And I meant the center by you being in the grass and her on the dirt.
Oh,
okay. Now send her to your left. Or right. Doesn't matter. You pick. So there's your suggestion by pointing. Okay. There's your ask by using. And I'd like you to start to use your stick further away. So you kind of brought that stick in right at her eyeball. I'd rather you use it out a little bit farther. Okay. So the next thing I would do is a couple transitions, a little speed up and a little slow down. So you're a bit ahead of her, you're a little more in leading position. There, you're letting her get ahead of you back into driving position. That's great. Good, yep, and you always start using the stick about 5 feet away and then let it come in closer and closer to increase the pressure. Don't start at 6 inches from her. Okay, let's see what her upward transition looks like. Okay. So another thing you can do if you feel like she's crowding you is just slow your feet down. Don't get so close to her. Stay more in the grass. Stay more in the grass. There you go. Okay, slow her down. Good. Okay, now speed her up to the trot. And if she stays at a good distance, then add your canter. Slow your feet a little. Let her get ahead of you. The more you let her get ahead of you, the more that will cause the butt to get away from you. So speed her up a little. Speed her up a little. Go onto your canter, slow your feet, push her into a canter. Slow your feet, push her into the canter. Yep, with rhythm. Use rhythm in that stick. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Don't run towards her. That's better. That's better. Good. Okay, so she doesn't have to keep going and going. Now I'd like you to bring her down through the trot and down to the walk. And then a stop, a straight stop. Nose needs to be out. She needs to be out on the dirt. Good. Okay, send her nose out. Send her nose out. That's enough backup. Send her nose out so she's still going the same way she was. Because I wanted her to stop out on the circle. So get the nose out. Good. Okay. Now see if you can get her out on the dirt path. Good. And now see if you can get her to stop out there, not facing you. Better, better. So you're much better off, instead of having her canter and canter and canter and canter, is doing a little bit of good canter, breaking her to the trot. A little bit of good canter. And you often are kind of getting up closer to the head instead of letting her get past you with you in the driving position. If you're back in the driving position, all you've got to do is just bring that lead rope towards her hip or across your body, and that'll get that hip to slide out of the way. So send her forward. Good. Keep your feet back. Send her forward a little more, and then just bring that rope while you're walking. Just bring that rope kind of across your body towards her hip, just a little. Nope, other way. Other way, to your left. Yeah, look how that causes that hip to swing a little. But just do that and then put it back in neutral. That's it. So you're ahead of her, now you're getting her ahead of you. So it's a little bit of a positioning trouble. Speed her up a little without you speeding up. You slow down. Have her walk faster. There. See by, oops. Slow her down. There. Now just take that hand across towards her hip a little. towards her hip.
What does that do?
You've got it on your hip. So kind of just lift it up a little bit. Yep, slow your feet. There, see how that hip just popped away? Okay, and then back to neutral. There you go. So, anytime you need to get that hip away, there you go. You can just bring that hand, nose out. You didn't ask for the nose in. Nose out, nose out. Her nose needs to go out. You didn't ask her to hindquarter, did you? Nose out, nose out, nose out, and then stop straight. Now stop straight. Wiggle, wiggle if you need it. Now that hip's at you, and that's not good either. So use that rope to kind of get that hip over. Now stop her straight. Stop her straight. Okay, that's good, except you're now in the leading position instead of the driving. Good. So it's a little bit tricky as we kind of get to the specifics of your angles that you stay back in that driving position so you've got a little bit of ability to cause that hip to swing.